Hello everyone and welcome to this video where we will be talking about a type of verbal reasoning activity called hidden four-letter word. Okay, so how does it work? Well, hidden four-letter word, in this type of verbal reasoning activity, you are required to find a hidden four-letter word. The hidden word, forms the end of one word and the beginning of the next word. So if that doesn't make sense, don't worry, because we're going to go through some examples and then it will make perfect sense. The only things we really need to know is the hidden word, always has four letters and is always stretched across two words. So what I'll do to make it a bit more clear is I'll show you, I won't go through this one that you can see on the screen. I'll show you the answer and then it'll be clear what we're looking for. And then we'll go through some examples properly. Okay, so we've got a sentence here which says Eric and Sarah are on their way to the airport and the answer is hair. Now, the reason the answer is hair is because it's a four-letter word and it's stretched across two words. Can you see that H-A-R-E are stretched across Sarah and R? Yes, the four-letter word is stretched across two words. Now, the four-letter word can be stretched across two words in a number of ways. It could be the case that there are three letters in the first word and one letter in the next word. It could be the case that there are two letters in one word and two letters in the next word. It could be the case that there's one letter in the first word and three in the next word, like this example on the screen. Okay, so in terms of how the letters are divided, there are no rules, but the rules we do need to remember is that it always has four letters and it's always stretched across two words. So now let's look at some examples and let's look at some techniques. There are three techniques that we can consider. However, having said that, we want to be aiming to use the scanning technique. Okay, so for our exam, let's try to use the scanning technique. The reason we should try to use the scanning technique is because it's quicker and more convenient. That doesn't mean that whilst we're practicing and while we're getting better at this, we can't use the other techniques. So I'm going to talk through each technique, but just bear in mind that eventually we want to be so confident with this that we can eventually use just the scanning technique. But like I said, let's look at all three techniques whilst we're practicing. So let's talk about the scanning technique. Now, the scanning technique seems super obvious. It seems like I'm stating the obvious, but the scanning technique is all about just looking at the sentence to seeing if it jumps out at you. Okay. And what I want to do whilst I'm looking at this sentence is I want to focus at the ends of one word and the beginnings of the next word. So as I'm scanning through, as my eyes are traveling through the sentence, I really want to, let me change the pen color, 2 seconds. I really want to be focusing my attention on these parts of the sentence, hoping that something jumps out at me. Okay, so don't draw these circles yourselves as you're scanning. I'm just showing you the areas where we really want to focus. Don't draw the circles, okay, because it can get in the way. So as my eyes are scanning through the sentence, I'm hoping that a four-letter word jumps out at me, and I can see it. So can you see it? If you can see it, say it out loud now. The answer for this one is once. O-N-C-E. Once. Okay, so that's the scanning technique. And like I said, when it comes to exam time, we want to be using this technique where we just sort of let our eyes travel through the sentence and hoping it comes to us. But that doesn't mean we can't use the other techniques if we can't find the answer. So let's talk about the other techniques. The ruler technique works like this. Now, it doesn't have to be a ruler, but get something rectangular and cover the entire sentence. Okay, then drag that ruler across and consider all of the options. So can you see what I've done here is I've got two words and I'm going to look to see whether there's a hidden word at the end of this word and the beginning of this word. Now, I can't see anything at the moment. We've got hisb, isb, isbe, sbes. It's not looking good, is it? So I keep traveling. Okay, we've got, let's look at this one. So we've got ESTF, nope. STFR, nope. TFRI, not a word. Let's keep going. Okay, we've got new two words. So ENDW, nope. NDWI, nope. DWIL, nope. So we keep going. We've got two new words. So we've got willow and hates. So LOWH, that's not a word. O-W-H-A, not a word, W-H-A-T. What? W-H-A-T. What is a word? Okay. Now, this ruler technique might take a bit of time, okay, but that's not a problem. If we're practicing and we're using the ruler technique to get better at this, to get more confident, that's not a problem, okay? Because if we struggle with this and we use the ruler technique, it's going to improve our overall confidence until eventually we can start scanning, okay? And essentially, when we're scanning, we're doing the similar thing with this ruler technique, except we're not using a ruler, we're just using our eyes, okay? Now, finally, the write-out technique works like this. What we do with the write-out technique, sorry, got something in the way of the screen, okay, is we write out each possible combination of words. In other words, we want to write out 2 words in rows where the answer could be. So, for example, if we look at the sentence, it says the car's oil will leak throughout the busy street. So the first 2 words we need to consider is the cars. Okay, then cars, oil. Then oil leaked. Then leaked throughout. After that, we've got throughout and the. Then we've got the and busy. And we've got busy street. So I've written out every combination. Now, this does seem like it's going to take quite a bit of time, but I've got a bit of good news for you. Firstly, in many exams, it's already broken down like this for you. In other words, the multiple choice options have 2 pairs of words, and then you have to consider them and choose one where there's a hidden word. But the other bit of good news is, even if that isn't the case, just working like this for now and practicing this way is going to help you scan overall. Okay, so it's okay to do this. It's okay to practice this way. What I wouldn't suggest is, when it comes to exam time, writing the words out like this if they're not already done for you, because that's going to take way too long. All right, but whilst we're practicing, we can do this. So then what we do is we go through each pair of words and see if we can find the answer. Okay, so have a quick look here. Vec, Heka, Eka, nope. Here we go. Soil, S-O-I-L. I know that's a word. Okay, so I found it. The other bit of good news is, as we're writing these pairs of words out, it might be the case that you actually see it and you don't need to go all the way to the end. The only reason I went to the end is because I wanted to show you, wanted to demonstrate how this works, right? But as you're writing these words out, the second you write cars and oil, it's likely you might see it yourself, okay? So it doesn't have to take that long, that technique, okay? The issue is if the answer is right at the end, so I'm trying to get it back up, but I can't. The issue would be with the write-out technique is, if the answer is here, then I'd have to write every single combination out before I get to the answer, and that could take a long time, couldn't it? So 3 techniques. Now, as usual, in the description of this video, there is a worksheet for you to practice, so have a go. What I'd really recommend is to focus on nothing but scanning. Just scan with your eyes and see if you can find the answers. If you can't, then use the ruler technique. And if you can't, then use the write-out technique. So going in that order, hoping that scanning works for you. But if it doesn't, please don't panic. Do not worry. You will get better. The more you practice, you will get better at this, okay? Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to have a go at the worksheet in the description. Goodbye.